Hello everybody, hope you're having a fantastic day today. Thank you so much for checking out the video. Today I'm going to be going over a great route for finding the treasure hunters, and I'm even going to go into these spots individually just to show you where to go in case you're not sure. So yeah, let's get into it here. Okay, so here's a rewards list for the rare plans that you can get from the treasure hunters. So I just thought I would throw this in here very quickly. I think I got it from a Nove Survivalist if I'm not mistaken. And this is the route that I will be taking. So if you want to screenshot this and you know where all these places are, you should be good to go. But if you're not, let's get into these places. So the first place I would start is Welsh. And it's a big area to cover. I would say this is a large area, so definitely have your headset turned up and wander around, and hopefully you can find one. Mount Blair Train Yard, which is just north of Welsh, another great spot to come to. I just want to point out too, always make sure you come out the back here. More often than not, I will find them in this little shed here, or whatever you want to call it, building. And even further back here, I'm going to show. I found two in the stalls over here at once before, so make sure you come back and check over here as well. Okay, Camden Park, one of my favorite places for the treasure hunters. It seems like there's like always one here. And just make sure you go around the whole roller coaster. I thought I didn't find one this time, and then I went way over around to the other end of the park here, and of course there was a treasure hunter here. So just make sure you're going around the whole park. It is a medium to large area to go around. Okay, Poseidon Energy Plant. This is probably my pick for the best place to go to find treasure hunters. Just make sure you're going on the roof. There's ladders up here or stairs up here if you do not have marsupial to jump up here, but make sure you're going up top. I very often find one up there, and definitely check the cooling towers. As you can see, I found two right beside each other inside of those right now. So yeah, make sure you're checking these out. Poseidon's probably like I said, my number one pick for finding the treasure hunters. I did find 3 on this run, and it is a large area to cover, but you know, we found 3. White Springs Golf Club, another great place to go to. There seems to be always one here, even more than one, so definitely have this on your route. White Springs is a great spot to go to, and it's a small area to cover. New River Gorge Bridge East. You can start at either end of the bridge. I just started at this end because it was more convenient for fast traveling. And yeah, check out the whole bridge, and hopefully you can find a mole miner. That was at the end of the bridge, of course. The next place we're going to is Bolton Greens. Another great place to go to. More often than not, I will find a couple of mole miners here, or treasure hunters, I should say. And again, if you can, just make sure your headset's turned up as loud as you can. Maybe don't have music on. I found that out the hard way. It doesn't really work well. Just so you can hear the beeping in the distance is kind of how I found this guy. And when you come to Bolton Greens, make sure you're checking out the backyard fields here, or whatever you want to call it. I often find them pretty far away from Bolton Greens, which I'm going to show. You can see I'm just kind of going beside Bolton here. You know, I got my volume turned up just to make sure I don't hear that beeping. And then I come all the way down here until I get across the bridge. And if you haven't heard one or seen one by then there's most likely not one over here, but I do see one very often in that spot. The next place we're going to is Mananga. And pretty big area, I would say medium to large area to go around, but more often than not, I will find one here, so another great place to go to. Next place we're going to is Morgantown Airport. Now, I didn't have a lot of luck. I only did 2 runs to make this video, and I didn't find any treasure hunters here on either of those runs, but I just want to say this is how it's going to go sometimes. You're not always going to find a treasure hunter in these spots, although I do think these are the definite best list that I could come up with for finding them, but just wanted to throw that out there. You're not always going to find one, but Morgantown, I definitely see them more than often, and the same thing with Tyler County Fairgrounds. I didn't find one here. It isn't a very big place to go to, medium to large, I would say, closer to the medium. And yeah, more often than not though, I will find one here. But again, remember, you're not always gonna find one. Okay, the next place we go to is Wavy Willard's Water Park. I more often than not find at least one here. Now, the audio is what, threw me off here a bit. I thought it was over here, but it was actually underground here. So I just wanted to show that. I'm glad this actually happened, just to show you that you may have to come underground to find the treasure hunter, and you can go through that hole there or just come up from where I came out of here. And the Palace of the Winding Path is the next place we're going to. Another great place to find them. It can be a little hard to navigate through the doors in here. It's kind of hard to find the basement sometimes. But if you have your headset turned up, I'm sure it will bring you in the right direction. You can see I found 2 on this run here. Sometimes I even find 3. And I would say this is a medium area to go around. And the last place we're going to be going to is Thunder Mountain Power Plant. Very small area to go around. You don't have to go over where the robots are. Just come over here where the fusion generator is, the fusion core generator, and I more often than not find one over here. A very quick place to go to, even if you don't find one. I also want to point out too that you can buy these. I will link in the description a buying guide, because I would not suggest buying the ornate ones, but if you do want to buy them, all the vendors sell them individually, including the White Springs one that I'm showing here sells 2 of each. So if you go around to every vendor, you'll be able to buy as many as you want, leave the server, come back and hit up all the vendors again. Like I said, they're all individual. And then you will have to craft these ones at a Tinker's Workbench, so just keep that in mind if you are purchasing them. You will not have to craft them if you just find them off the treasure hunters. Now, I did say I did this run twice, and I did manage to get about 17, so I would say this barely took me a half an hour, so you're probably averaging about 1 every 2 minutes with this route, I would say. Maybe even more, because I was probably dawdling around, making the video here. So I really hope this helps, you guys find some treasure hunters. I'm sure it will. Let me know in the comments of any other spots that you guys would like to include on this list that you think are great, and thank you so much for watching the video as always, everybody. Have a great day.